is the Dominic Kelman podcast. This is actually the 4th episode. No, that's a lie. This is the 5th episode. So this is now where it's going to continue. So we're going to be on YouTube and Spotify doing the episodes here. And the first person we've got today is Madam Esmeralda.
Hiya. Cheers.
Right. So have a drink.
Nice to have you round.
Mate, listen.
Finally.
It was hard. It was hard work. Because I got to a little stage in the area where I thought someone was going to come out and kill me.
Yeah, it's not super convenient being on the building site.
And someone was late coming downstairs. But that's what, did you? Come on, have a drink. Have a drink.
All right, yeah.
Right.
Chug it down.
Right.
Brace yourself.
Right. This is the Dominic Kelman podcast.
Yes.
So I've got you here today because me personally, big up yourself, Sarah Blackburn, yeah? Don't know. Big up yourself.
Linking us up.
Linking the whole thing up is that she was like, I've got this really fucking fit friend who just looks, who's just so crazy and she really reminds me of you a little bit.
Oh, okay, I'll take that. Compliment.
So, tell us a little bit about everything that you do because it's very non-one-dimensional.
Yeah.
And, it's a very interesting topic.
It's not traditional, is it?
That's it. It's not traditional, but it's a entertaining and very interesting topic, and it's very out there. But I think it's good for people to understand the wide realms of fucking sexual intercourse that's out there because we're not talking about just a slip of a finger in a bumhole. We're talking about a lot of different shit. So,
speaking of sexual intercourse, that's one of the main questions I get that people want to know how far I take it as Dominatrix.
Okay. So start from scratch.
Just
say exactly the definition of it or what you do.
Well, you can kind of define your own role. That's what's kind of great about it. Like, you do get doms that will have full-blown sex with people, but that's...
So, let's go back.
That's not traditional.
Sorry to cut you.
Yeah.
What's the definition of a dominatrix?
Well, it's the person in the dominant role in BDSM. Okay. And then you will usually have a submissive that you dominate. So you're in control of the activities, but it's a two-way consensual dynamic. So yeah, so you know where their boundaries are and you know what they're into, and it's playtime, but you're the one with the reins.
Because what I find quite interesting about it is, communication's key.
Of course.
With this
Safe
type.
word.
Yeah, like not even just that, like just in general with what you guys are doing, because people could misconstrue it as, you're inflicting pain on someone or whatever. But in some ways, the communications that you have with, I guess, your clients is probably way deeper into communication than someone who just has a normal relationship.
Yeah, so the process of the dynamic between each individual sub will be, they'll just usually send me an email with what they're into. Okay. And it will open a discussion. And if they're open to me designing the flow of the session, then I'll just throw some ideas out there. It's all just by email at this point. So you see the trends of people, there might be someone who's into water sports who that's kind of urine stuff. Okay. Which is quite fun.
Well, let's go back.
Okay,
We've skipped a few steps there. How did you get into this type of, I guess, act within the sexual world? Like, why wasn't it like you just like plain simple escorting or whatever, for example?
Okay, so I wish I could escort because I would be way busier and I'd make loads more money.
You'll be cashing in the dough.
It's just not me. Okay. I do fantasize about it, but I can't fake that stuff. Unfortunately, I am secretly, don't tell anyone, a bit of a romantic, so I kind of need like a real connection to let my vagine be involved.
My vagine.
Yeah. So hands no holes, that's my motto.
No, but this is the thing though, which I find interesting is everyone has their own like specific views on like what they think men are like or what they like and all this bullshit. But, I have no problem with saying, yes, I have done a prostitute before.
Oh.
I have.
Yeah, lovely.
Not the most proudest of it, but do you know what I mean?
No.
Who doesn't go to Amsterdam with the mates?
But he's got to be honest.
I didn't the first time because I had a girlfriend the first time, so it was the second time, right? But
why not?
Listen, I've got a mixed view on it.
Other than that, why not?
I mean, I've got a mixed view on it.
Yeah.
Because when I was younger, okay, it was something we want to experience.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very like, it doesn't feel, for me, this is just my opinion, I don't judge other people, but I'm saying for me, it just feels morally wrong for me, personally, to, maybe in the situation I was in, because I just felt it was very scripted and
right.
And do this and don't touch this.
Get back on the horse, try and find another one.
You know, and it's like, I've only got another €100 tonight, girl. Yeah. So, I'm joking. But, so, well, you know, is this type of, like, dominatrix, BDSM, etc., is this the type of thing that you get attracted to yourself, or?
It's kind of complicated. Like, I've always been kinky, like, my personal relationships, stuff like that. Like,
okay,
experimental.
So, what type of kinky?
Well, okay, so this is a genuine story. It goes back, way back, like, from the age of, like, 5.
Have some wine, girl. I know you're looking at it thinking...
Get that down, you girl.
Go on, girl. Enjoy.
So I used to hump my pillow from the age of 5.
I did.
Because I didn't know it was sexual, I would tell everyone about it, and it had a name. It was called rocking.
Watch out for
yeah.
sort of thing.
But I actually used to genuinely come.
Oh right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I used to try and teach my brothers to do it. I was like, you just put it there.
No, I think a lot of people do that.
And it tickles at the end, and everyone, my family will be like, yee. Comes up every Christmas. Like, I'll never be able to forget it, but. Rocking was the thing, but I don't think they knew that I was actually coming.
Oh right.
They used to hear me like upstairs, like fucking the bed.
She playing GTA again.
So yeah.
Sorry. Because they're probably no, but I'm not gonna lie. I used to do the same thing.
Right.
I used to have this massive teddy bear,
oh,
which
God.
was
a spunky bear.
No, but like I don't know if I came yet.
Right.
I remember I used to watch American Pie 2, the beginning of the film, and I had this big teddy, and I would basically hump the teddy.
Yeah, hump it to death.
I don't know what was going on with that thing.
Do you still own that teddy bear?
Hell no.
Hell no.
But I still have my old Godzilla puppet.
You've got newer bears to hump now.
But like that had to go because I only remembered that until you just started explaining about the pillow. So sorry to cut into you, but you explain more how the pillows went to urine.
Well. Yeah. Well, even with we'll take the urine example. Like I've got exes where I was never pissing on them for sexual pleasure, but we're having a laugh, we're getting pissed. It happens in the shower, and I've pissed in exes' mouths.
But do they think that you've squirted though?
No. I was literally like, no. It was like I dare you to drink my piss kind of thing, more than like. It was like I've always just been like I'll do whatever.
And then how do most men deal with that information? Do they go okay?
Well, I don't bring it up on first dates.
Really? Not even on the first date?
Yeah, who am I kidding? It's all out on it.
Yeah.
On camera right now.
That's probably the best time.
Yeah, I just don't really care. I have quite a high level of like what's weird.
That's good though.
What's weird?
Weird is good.
I just don't. I'll just do it all. Just experimental always have been. So
obviously, with starting with the pissing, would that just be on the body, the face, or what?
Like? So in sessions, water sports can be anything. Yeah, from on the body to making them drink it. It's also known as champagne.
Is it?
Like champagne.
So no, but like what I'm interested in is because you didn't obviously do this forever.
No.
So how did you make the transfer from what you was doing before to this?
So at uni, I lived with strippers.
Okay.
Right, and I was obviously attracted to those people. That's how we met in the first place. I ended up living with a really lovely lady called Megan. And I always thought maybe I'll join her, but I think at that time I thought there'd be more longevity in a normal career. Mm-hmm.
Which is what we're forced to believe, you know.
Yeah, I genuinely did believe it. And then also I probably wasn't quite ready. I was a bit insecure about my body, and I thought, that's putting me off, and I'll probably be more successful in film, which is what I was doing at the time. Mm-hmm. So so I just didn't, but it was always there. And then fast forward don't know, 5 years of struggling in the film industry as a runner and just hating it and getting sick of being overworked and underpaid, all that kind of stuff.
Tired of being tired.
Yeah.
No, it's true though, and the thing is, when you start from a business from scratch, which I still think is way more beneficial nowadays if you've not got a straight direct path in university. If you can just start, if you're into anything,
have that hustle, yeah.
If you're into anything,
make it work.
Start from scratch, whether that's shining people's shoes to then, do you know what I mean? No, like doing the tea, then going up and up and up. That is the best advice that I can give. If you don't feel like paying, coming out of university with 60 grand debt and going still into a 10 grand entry role job a year is not for you. So for you, you got to the last stage of wanting to do run as a runner. What did you do as a runner then?
I was just working as a freelancer on film and TV productions, but I think it comes down to timing as well. Like, I just wasn't ready. I didn't, this attitude that we're talking about, like having that drive, I just didn't have it then, or not for that industry, or I don't know what it was, but it wasn't working for me. I didn't have that fire in my belly. So, and
you just didn't understand either.
I couldn't see myself in a role at the top anymore. At uni, I wanted to direct, and then when I was seeing directors in film and TV, I think it's mostly I just don't like early mornings. I was having to get up at 5 a.m. all the time. Now I can get up whenever the hell I want.
I can do it, but like
I'm not going to be happy about it.
I feel like I'm in physical pain.
Yeah, I'm having a tantrum in my head all day because I've not slept enough. And I need like 8-9 hours.
But it's the thing, I think, again, when you're at that stage where you've got a very bubbly personality, you're experimenting more and more with sex, but at that time for a girl, what really pushed you to know, do you know what, I'm owning this, I understand it, and go the direction you've gone, because you've gone in a direction I would probably say, and this is me not understanding, I'm here to learn, but in my vision people may be less inclined to go that way in the sexual industry.
They might fantasize about it, but then
not do it.
Make it a reality is a different thing, right? So so I had this background of like having loads of stripper friends. Don't know why they're over here, but strippers. And just didn't find any peace in the mainstream. And by this point, I was actually out of running. I was working in photography and doing retouching, which I actually still do enjoy. Okay. It's more the lifestyle that I just couldn't hack. So I just started with webcam on the side. Okay. So I was still doing a 9 to 6, and I just got this itch to I'm not getting any younger. I've always fantasized about sex work. I'm just going to start. And I had to, but that was a big decision because obviously if you're online, there's the possibility of people print screening you. Of course, So
what year was this as well, if you don't mind me asking? Because in terms of technology growing, and what sites you're using, is it just like a, was it MSN or was it, do you know what I mean?
There's webcam specialist sites. Okay.
So chat.
My Free Cams.
Chat room sites and stuff like that?
Yeah, Adult Work. There's loads.
Oh yeah, of course.
You can literally just Google it. You'll find loads. There's Live Jasmine, I think it's quite a big one.
Live Jasmine. But I don't. They always pop up when you're having a wank at night. Boys, you've seen it. You've all seen it.
Purple and
and I think it's green and it's shaped in italics. Comes up. But so when you started doing the webcamming,
I'm very well. That's the thing. I already had made the big decision that if the photos resurfaced, I would accept that. So that's what took me so long. Yeah. So between that time and uni was maybe, I don't know, say 5 years or so. It was always there, and I just got to the point where I was sick of it being a fantasy, and I just needed to know doing it rather than just wondering. And very quickly it was great. Okay. Yeah. I'm not going to lie, like the money is a big part of it. Like I was making the same amount in an hour as I was in a day, like straight away. So it just, I think I quit about 6 months later. The job, yeah. So and then where I took it from webcam to real life is that I met a sub. I think I lied on my page and said I was a dom, you know, fake it till you make it and all that.
Of course, but listen, fake it till you make it is a real thing.
100%.
And I'm telling you now, it fucking works. It's weird, I only heard that term, like, recently.
Yeah.
and it really fucking works, honestly. So if you have a dream and you want to manifest that dream in whatever field it is, like just do it. Do not think of the money straight away, and just do it and see where it goes.
Oversell, but also don't be afraid to like. You got to blag yourself in, but then if you're going to get stumped with something that you don't know, don't be afraid to just ask questions. I think. Okay,
big question for me to you. Security. What happens in that scenario?
Oh, okay. Like when I meet people. Well, firstly, I get a 50% bank deposit from them for every booking, so I've got their name and everything.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Bank, so that's the first.
So there's a connection to who they are.
Yeah.
If anything was to go wrong, I guess.
Yeah, and then the sites that if I meet someone from online, there are various sites like work like eBay, so there's like a rating system on there.
Okay.
So, but I'm not going to lie, like I have met people that don't have loads of ratings, so that's kind of just...
Oh, because the men, I'm guessing, get rated by...
Yes, so you make a booking on the site and then you're open for a review.
From you.
Positive.
So say if he goes and uses another.
Two-way.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
So that's really handy. But then some people just get hold of you like another way, word of mouth or anything like that. So that's just one avenue you can take. You can choose to only see people with 10 ratings. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
10 positive ratings. But to be honest, if you're like a mad serial killer and you want to go in the long run and get all your victims, you might do 10 fake. It's not a strong firewall.
But it's very different now.
Yeah.
There's a long electronic trail of these people, and you're doing it off reputable websites for any women out there that are choosing to maybe get into this line of work or who are doing this line of work. There are these precautions that take place, and I'm guessing you must have quite a community of people, like women and men. I guess. Do men do this as well to other men? And
I think it's more of a lifestyle thing when there's a male dom, or like maybe they have a dom persona and they do OnlyFans and stuff like that. I don't think there's. I mean, it's there. Like, people hire male escorts, but it's just nowhere near the scale. Girls don't need to pay, they can just go out.
They don't,
somebody bang me, it'll happen. Like
I always say this, and any girlfriend, friend I have, they always, look at me and go, shut up. But I go, if I was a girl, I would just be sucking everyone off.
Good for you, mate.
Just getting, 50 quid every hour. That would be just,
You think you'd be an escort?
I can't say.
But yeah.
But maybe. I mean, me right now.
I've got escort friends that just live their best life.
I mean, for me as a bloke,
do exactly that.
As a bloke, I like to make fun of things, I guess. So I wouldn't say no to a woman paying me to have sex. Like, for me, that idea...
That's a win.
is this is brilliant. Sex doesn't just come out of the sky, especially when you're a single bloke. I've been single 8 years. You've got to be a predator, and you've got to get out there and find your prey. Yeah. But
don't touch me.
But I think what I get interested in is, so these men that you meet that do some of the things that you do, because I've seen some.
Yeah, okay.
If you want to plug your social medias and stuff, feel free.
Madam_Esmeralda. Madam Esmeralda. Instagram, Twitter.
So,
Google it.
So, how do they know they're ready for what you're about to do? And does it ever go wrong? Because I've seen some mad shit.
That's where the safe word comes into it. So that just means whatever the fuck is going on, stop right now. This is too far. So
do you get that? Does someone put a safe word every time?
Oh. Told ya.
Do you know what? I was looking at him.
You're thinking there, but you didn't think.
I wasn't realising. Okay, yeah,
we're enjoying it.
We need to tell her that the breasts are coming out.
Breasticles out. Reassess the situation.
So
so safe word, hard limit. That's stop, and then it doesn't mean you can't carry on. You could just, if they're tied up, you take them out really quickly, and if they've got any sort of hoods on or anything, just check in and sort of take a pause and reassess the situation. But yeah, it's not super common, but it's also not something to be afraid of. It's there to be used. So,
and I think as well, for me, obviously meeting you as well, that there is that little bit of element of shyness to you.
Yeah.
With what you do, is it just men you do, or women as well? Or?
I'm open to men and women, but it is mostly men.
It's mainly men.
But I'm sure down the line, because I've been doing it 4 years, so it's still relatively young. But I'm sure there'll be like women couples, maybe groups. I'm thinking about starting a little party thing as well, maybe a few little events.
Yeah, no, 100%. Definitely, because even with this podcast, the Dominic Kelman podcast.
Yeah, we might find some new sluts.
We can all party together. Yeah, that lads, we're going. Yeah. So for me, it's like you can
terms and conditions.
PayPal. So you can
no,
gather.
I meant attractive people.
Oh, okay.
Really cunt.
Don't worry, I've got just the men and women. I'll make sure Sarah comes back from Australia soon.
Yes.
We miss you. Tell her.
We miss you.
We miss you. So.
Just copied you no.
So when do they realise that they are ready for this shit? Because you're doing the doing.
How long is a piece of string?
No, but when are they going, I want needles in my bumhole?
But that's just a human thing. That's not necessarily when did you discover someone might know it from when they first watch porn when they're 16, or someone might
that's true.
have a really messy divorce and have never had good sex, and then suddenly just be like, I
want some mad shit.
And then they get hit by a car, and then they get a boner. I don't know. They're like, I'm a masochist. I need pain.
Yeah,
it can be literally anything.
I've had some weird scenarios which made me realise, okay, I don't mind this, or no, not for me.
I feel like you need to tell me more.
Alright, so obviously, I've had the old
finger in a bum,
but when it first happened,
was it just because this?
It was a little bit.
Someone just goes in and then you carry on, or if she's like,
So I'm not gonna lie, there was this little bit.
Yeah.
Because we was drunk and then I was like, we might as well. We've got this far.
It's not gonna finger itself.
So she did, and I was like,
you asked for it.
No. She just did.
Okay.
She just did the doing. Yeah. And I thought, okay, this doesn't feel that bad. But then I had it again.
Didn't feel that bad?
And it was the full finger. Good. And I was like, this is a mad thing. I was like, this is... I still am a bit like, did I like it or not? So I've realised that I thought I was really crazy in the bed and I love all this crazy shit. But I am probably not even above the normal sexual standards.
In terms of BDSM.
Yeah, but I mean, so, okay, let's think of it like this, yeah? So if you was doing escorting, just sex, what levels of of sex do you find is even above average? To me, BDSM and dominatrix stuff is well up there.
Well, when you said you thought you were crazy, from knowing you, I'm sure you've done some mad stuff in the vanilla sense. For example, maybe role play or where you're doing it, in public.
Yeah, little bits.
That's all still kinky, really kinky, and it's just how you define it, really. So I think, like I said before, I was a professional in my personal life. All the things I was doing, I wasn't doing water sports, but I was because I was kinky and experimental. So,
is there a big market for what you do right now?
Well, I'm busy.
I guess in your definition of busy, but would you say it's growing or has it always been there? Because it honestly is a whole world. Wow, so interested to meet you.
Well, Trump's
a whole new world,
shutting it all down and making all the kind of sexist stuff
really
more
talk on that
more and more illegal. So
explain it.
I don't. Well, the thing is, I don't live there, and I'm not going to pretend I know loads.
But you know what we're
Europe's a lot more liberal, so we're kind of lucky. But obviously, America sort of leads.
But we look directly to America, unfortunately.
Exactly.
And we try and replicate what they do, which is horrifically worrying.
Yeah.
And especially in the last few months, what we've been seeing over there, to see some of the things that he has done to the public.
Yeah.
Very scary.
He's shutting it down, which is really surprising because he's obviously a massive pervert. So
yeah, I just think, do you have any advice or can you explain what you feel like the sexual world in terms of earning money through it is like for women, in terms of like, do you think it's bad? Do you think it's not? Like, what do you feel like the people watching?
I do have a
what's your view on it?
Strong opinion on this. I think it very much comes down to the person. Like, I knew when I started that I would enjoy it and be good at it, and that it wouldn't screw with my head. Because, well, firstly, I thought about it on and off for a really long time.
Well, I guess you only know until you start.
You only know until you start. So maybe if you're going to start, dip your toe in lightly. Maybe not webcam, because that's online, which you can't erase. Maybe jerk off your friend for a tenner or something. See how you feel. See you have an existential crisis the next day. Or
go on in, lad. Get your 20 quid out.
Someone you know, you can trust. I don't know. That's always flirting with you. Like that's actually something I did. I hooked up with.
Wait. So explain this one.
I hooked up with someone who had been badgering me for a long time.
As in, like, on a friend basis.
I shouldn't be saying this.
Oh yeah. You can say if you want.
I don't care.
Yeah, go.
It was my friend's boss, and he was very, very forward all the time, and like, you know. Blah, blah, blah.
What was he like?
And I was.
Hey, big tits, what's going on? Was he like bare forward, like really weird, like?
Yeah, I worked for something that he was running. I'm going to keep it very vague.
Yeah, keep it vague. Yeah.
But he said, "Do you want to go for lunch?" And I was like, "What do you want to talk about? A position in your company or something?" And he was like, "What position do you like?" So it was kind of like, and it was just very like, it was no, and that was like a mild example.
Some men are just
a lot
disgusting, ain't they?
So this went on. I've known him for a few years before I thought of it, and this was obviously around this time, and he said something creepy, and I said, "Oh, you know."
Do you remember what he said?
No. I said,
you must have heard some really.
I
creepy
thought maybe I could
men.
just jerk him off, and I was like, if you want it, you can pay for it, and we did.
But this is the thing, like,
so I experimented in my personal life, I guess. Yeah.
But again, I know you was a bit iffy to explain that, yeah.
Yeah, but you got that. You've done good. You got that out of me.
but
hands no holes.
You would prefer to go into that scenario and learn about the world you're possibly going into.
Yeah.
That scenario than where you've got to now. So let's actually congratulate you. Come on, Josh, give us a clap. I know you're doing your technical jizz jazz over there, mate.
Jizz jazz, love it.
And it's great that you've managed to flip the life you wasn't happy with into what you do. It's the same way I did. You know, I'm now plumber, and especially going through doing an English degree, and the amount of different jobs I've got, and the amount of different experience, and being in the corporate world, and blah, blah, blah. Excuse me, blah, 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 blah. But for me, it was all bollocks. I love being self-employed. I love being able to do different ventures. Even what we're doing right now, people, if you're working in a corporate setting, you know, you can't really be making content like this outside. But with people like us, we do a job. It's hard work. Do not get it twisted. It's a hustle. It's 24/7. Actually, 25/8 because it's consistent. It is
actually leading off from that. It's like it's all about the fire in your belly. Like, I just wasn't inspired by what I was doing before, and when it was on my terms, I had this exciting sexual adventure, and I knew I could make money. Then I was motivated, so I'm working 5 times as hard.
Because you enjoy it.
Yeah.
Because again, I know it's really cliche, and I hate when people say, you know, if you enjoy what you do, then you never feel like it's work. And it's like, no, not necessarily.
It still feels like work.
It still feels like
work, but it's on my terms.
Exactly.
And that makes
but I think what's good to explain to people is even that little thing, and I connected with you with that when you said that, is that little thing of you finding it hard to wake up early. Even a little thing like that, being able to follow a plan and create a whole hustle for yourself on a self-employed basis because of just them little facts. Like me, my little facts were, I hate fake people in the office, I hate fake friends, and I hate micromanagement, I hate wearing a fucking suit every day. I can't make I can't make gay jokes or anything, and I love you gay people, you know that. But I can't make any joke about anything because you'll just get cancelled by everybody. And not all of us are like that. Some of us like to just have a bit of a laugh. You can make fun of me. I'll walk like a penguin or whatever. So I just went on a rant there. I don't know what just happened. But those are little things that I admire. So for you, what would you say, like, do you feel like you actually obviously a bit of a silly question, but it's still a good one to ask. Do you feel like you just are like really good at what you do now? Like, I
feel like, without sounding like an arrogant wanker, I knew I'd be good.
No, own it. Fucking.
And I was, and I always knew that within. It was more a case of like, okay, is this the path that I want to take? But I knew it would take off if I committed to it. And yeah, I'm actually really just into the business side of things as well. So like I said about events, and I'm always thinking about the next thing. I feel like I'm on the front line at the moment. I'm doing the dirty work, but I'm always thinking about how to grow. So.
Yeah, and again, what people don't understand about, I think we're pretty similar, is people like us, our brains are just constantly fucking moving and daydreaming and creating and being depressed and up and down.
Yeah.
And you know, and it, as I've got older and I understand it more, I see it in other people more, and that's why people sometimes don't get when we get so, I guess, so passionate. We could be exact opposites. So when you're chasing your dream, you could be passionate and you're up all the time and you're working, and then you could be the exact opposite, not speaking to no one. You could be lazy, not speaking to people on the phone. So
when I am lazy, actually, if I'm having a depressive day. I don't know. I had like a mental breakdown last year, but this year
that's fine.
I've learned.
I had one myself when I lost my voice like 5 years ago.
Really?
So yeah, go and explain if you'd like to.
Yeah, no, totally. But I mean, I learned loads of things and did therapy and stuff. But I learned that the lazy days make it worse. Like, it's so obvious.
Yes, I've never heard that.
Yeah,
that is so true.
I wallow in my own self.
I've had it during COVID.
It just doesn't do anything. So like that in itself kind of has stopped them happening.
No, that is very true.
To be productive, to be happy, and I know that's my own sort of like blessing and curse, but
it brings you so much further backwards.
Yeah.
But sometimes you just need it.
Yeah, and what it boils down to now that I've realised was before I might have felt really depressed because I was really unwell. It's usually now if I feel like I can't be productive, I'm just tired and I'm just letting myself have a nap or whatever. So.
Yeah. So
either you sleep or work, like.
So with OnlyFans and adult work, etc. So how does it work? So do you get a percentage of every video? Is it? No.
So only
of how many subscribers? Sorry.
Adult work is where I get bookings for the real time stuff.
Oh, for the down and dirty.
Yeah, for the elbow grease.
Yeah.
OnlyFans I do is like a side project, and it's just where I'll put any behind the scenes kind of videos. So if I've got a sub tied up in my chair or whatever, and I might just be like, oh, can I take a little clip? And just share with the fans what I'm doing.
Okay.
But I might put a bit more vanilla stuff on there as well, because with lockdown and everything, I obviously...
Vanilla, what does that mean?
Well, I might...
You're throwing these little twangs in there.
Sorry, I need to be specific.
Sorry, I just use X videos, so...
So during lockdown, I obviously couldn't see anyone, so I wasn't sessioning.
So that's another big thing. How has that affected you during COVID?
So I ramped up the OnlyFans there, and where I wouldn't have someone to abuse for the camera, I might have done like a sort of, like a booby, naked sort of dancey, strippy thing.
Yeah.
So I became a bit more of like a traditional cam girl style performer for the OnlyFans. So yeah, more.
Okay.
Maybe.
But you have an entrepreneurial mindset, because some people are literally like, they've got their jobs, and if that job explodes tomorrow, they don't know, so they don't know how to flip. But you know.
Oh no, I'll never. I'm always doing loads of different things.
That's what I mean. So you know, oh wow, so this area of the business is being affected this way.
Yeah. So
we need to adapt to, like a chameleon.
Yeah.
You just know how to adapt to whatever's affecting your business or yourself, I guess.
Yeah, it's not my main hustle, but it's fun to have in the background.
And what do you think about OnlyFans as a whole? Because me, as an app, I've used it, and I would say the best for me has been when I've been really fucked coming back home, and I'm just like, right, I know her from school, so I'm gonna pay the tenner.
Yeah.
No, I need to see her naked. So, but for me, it's not got its own app, right?
Okay.
So, and this is what a lot of people have said to me as well, blokes.
Okay.
They like it
because I'm not a user. I don't know.
So they like it because it's like a bird has sent you this to their phone, because it even has the horizontal phone view, as if it's how can I explain this, man? Like your whole phone. So it's not, you know, like if you go on a porn channel and it's the horizontal
screen.
You get, it's like that way.
Okay.
So it's like a whole phone. It's like you're really involved with this person, and obviously if they're like a celebrity or whatever, they have other people send blokes messages like, "Oh hey babe, can you?"
Faking it.
But a few things, I feel like it is such a scam in some ways.
Okay.
Few reasons, because it's not got an app, so it actually loads really slow.
Okay.
So if you go on a video, it just takes ages, and it's a bit strange in that sense. That's one. Two, a lot of girls do it differently, but a lot of girls make you pay like, I don't know, between £10 and £20 to go into it. But then what a lot of girls do is not post no content and then make you pay £20 each video they send to you. So you pay £20 to see some content, they're not even showing you that, and then they will... So I think that's a bit like, okay, come on.
Yeah.
And then some people are like making people think they're going to be doing nudes and things like that, and it's like...
You have to be transparent.
They're just, I don't know, just running on a treadmill. Yeah, there's been loads of finesses out there, we see you. Right, because I'm here to save the blokes, because it's killing the blokes' pay packet. Right. So what do you think about that?
Well, yeah, so like I say, it's not my main hustle, but that is a strategy that people have, is that they post, like, say, titty pictures or, like, strip sets or, like, maybe, like, 1-2 minute videos on their wall, and then they'll be filming, like, 10-minute videos with, you know, professional videographers or whatever, and then they'll sell that to you in the DMs. I think that's the main thing that people I know do. Okay. But I personally, that was what I was planning on doing when I first started it. But I don't film that regularly. Okay. So anytime I do a 10-minute thing, which maybe I've done like 4 or 5 times, I'll just put it on the wall. Okay. So, because I don't make any false promise that I'm posting every day or anything like that, so I just kind of put out whatever I do. Okay. That's just me. I'd rather not under promise, over deliver and all that. No, of course, of course. 1 second. How long have we been going for, Joe? 40 minutes. Okay, so we'll do another like 15. Yeah. Like that. Yeah. You enjoying yourself? Yeah. Should we get a beer? Oh yeah, I was thinking that. Should I get a beer? We can keep this in because I think it's pretty cool. It shows the DCEE experience. The sweat. Can't believe my actual boobs popped out. Yeah. I told you it would happen. I said warn me, and you're like sure, and then it happened. No, but you know, because just having a lovely time. I'm like, there's so many different things going on in my head. Like, yeah, I prefer to be silly than going deep, but it's just the way that it's kind of got. You know, but you can be more silly. I know I can't because I'm nervous. I have to be very. Well, while we crack the beer, I'm taking loads of LSD to be my true self. Go. Go on, go. Cheers. Wait. Stop. Just like this. So you go boom, bottom twice. Okay. Top. Boom. Okay. All right. So. Delicious. It's good in it. 11 a.m. What is it? What? I'm gonna know. So, for me, I think you've gathered what I'm like in terms of maybe what sausage. Do you think I just would not be able to handle the world that the things that you do to these men? I think you'd fucking love it. Do you think? Yeah. It's not all... The needles? It's not all needles. Like, needles is quite rare. So okay, tell me some stuff that you think I would like, not mind. So, a lot of it is just sensual. Like, my nature is more... I mean, I love all the hard stuff, but, like, if someone's like, do whatever you want, I'm not going to be shoving electric probes up them and... shaking their face and giving needles in their dick. Can you say from the bottom to the top of how far this shit goes? Like, so the kind of sensual time tea stuff would also go under the vanilla bracket, but like I guess it's more about the way that it's done that would make it BDSM. So I might tie them up in that cage there. Okay. But then I'm still just might brush up against them and be a tease and not give it and all that kind of stuff. It's more about the scenario that makes that. But tie and tease is vanilla, I guess. Okay. So that kind of stuff is common.
So, you know, like the really vanilla stuff of like BDSM, would it just be like whips?
No, there's more vanilla than that. So like, teasing, edging.
And what would that be? Is that like using things to?
Yeah, so I have vibrators that I could use to edge, or I happily use my hand, just wanking them off basically.
Oh, right.
But slowly and sort of over a long period of time.
Okay.
And being teased with it. That's what edging is, kind of just like taking you near the edge but not giving it.
Oh, edging, is that what it means?
Yeah. So,
I'm learning.
Yeah. So that's just like a hand job, but the way that it's done.
Okay.
Kind of.
So
but like I said, not just that, you can do it with toys as well. But
what would you say was the craziest experience you've had in the dom world?
Oh God.
That you're happy with sharing?
That's a question. I had one very, very recently, actually. It was a needles thing.
Okay. I'm gonna brace myself. Let me hear it.
So I've done needles loads of times, but mostly it's always been in the skin surface. So say from the top of the back.
So explain it. So do you actually have to pull the sack?
Yeah, so you obviously disinfect everything first and you have gloves on.
This sounds scary.
Yeah, well it's for masochists to get
like,
sexual pleasure from
I've just had a
play.
day's plumbing, now I need to release.
Some people do. And you see it in their face.
But like, do you not have to train to be good at that level of...
Yeah, so the first few times was with another dom who's been...
So they teach you?
Yeah, I wasn't taken under there as a trainee. I was working with her.
So you can be a trainee dominatrix?
That's what I have never been
like an apprenticeship?
I wish, but I...
but on the same level?
Yeah, I was working with her, so I kind of learned inadvertently through that and watched her do it. She wasn't like... Didn't agree to that, but I did get to learn, which is really cool. So, so you go in the skin surface. So usually it's from the back of the top of the dick all the way down. You can do it in the balls as well.
So if you're circumcised, I'm circumcised. So how can that be for me?
It doesn't make a difference. It's still...
Oh, yeah.
You can do it wherever. It's just
okay.
On the surface of the skin. It's just like a small amount of it.
Okay.
Anyway, we're veering off. I'm trying to tell you about how it got more extreme.
Yeah. Oh, fucking hell. I thought that was enough. Okay. So this is just the beginning of the extremeness.
Yeah, so what I'm trying to say is not very well, is that I've only really done skin surface stuff before. So, it's like sewing. So this guy was like, I want to be used as a pincushion and I want you to go through everything. Just really like...
So wait, he said
really
he wants to be used as a pincushion?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I not through the skin, through everything.
Okay.
And he wanted it through his balls as well.
Okay.
And he wanted loads of blood, he wanted it to look...
So if you've never done that...
So I said no. I said no to going through his balls because
you might kill.
I don't fucking know.
Imagine you murdered him, and now you've got a murder charge in your hands. Not
And he was an older guy. He'd had kids. He wasn't worried about.
He must be ready to just. He really wants to have a go.
Abused, but anyway, I did agree to going through the head of his dick. So
through the top to the other side,
from the bottom all the way through, and like made the head.
So is that like a piercing?
Yeah, like a piercing, yeah. I'll probably put about 20 needles through the head.
And how long do you usually go for? Is it just an hour, or is it?
Oh, well, it's done by the hour, so anywhere between 1 and 4 is most common, and then you can go...
4 hours?
You can go to
with one
12.
person? Does that go quite quick then?
I had a 12 the other day. 12? Yeah. Well, it's overnight.
But you must have a lot of blokes that start fancying you and sort of trying to get to, like, into your personal life and shit, or not really?
Not really. I've been quite lucky in that respect with people, but if I have a genuine connection with someone, like most of my regulars are my mates, I text them like all the time.
But I think with you, even though I've clocked the shy side to you, but you've got a very you're a dominatrix. You've got a very confident, good-looking aura. Like you've not got that like shy, intimidated look about you. Like you could probably intimidate more men.
Yeah, I'm not going to fall for any bullshit.
So I feel
if someone's trying to wrangle something, I'm going to sniff it straight away.
I think that plays into your... into the whole, I guess, cell of your character. Because it's like a character, isn't it?
You can't be a dom if you haven't got your shit together mentally. It just wouldn't work.
Yeah.
You would just be absolutely ruined. Like,
does it get you horny?
Ooh, interesting question. That is...
Yes! We was thinking this, weren't we? We was thinking...
Yeah.
Do you enjoy it?
So, that's a personal thing, I think, for every different...
person.
Right, but for me, it's about the dynamic between the two people.
Okay.
So, I can think of one specific example.
Okay.
With a guy, and he's young and good looking, where I did get, really into it in that respect. But it's not super common. I don't know. It's a scenario thing as well.
So, okay,
I've actually got an example.
Say you met me on a night out and you're like, bloody hell, his arms are just amazing. You was like, take me now, yeah? But I was like, right, get the needles. what would you... Would you be like, oh, whoa, this isn't what I...
You can pay... No, I'm not into that sexually.
Okay, so it's like...
No, I'm not a traditional sadist.
Okay. So is that a sadist?
That's being a sadist. So if you're a masochist, you get sexual pleasure from the pain. If you're a sadist, you get sexual pleasure giving it. I wouldn't consider myself a sadist. Just checking this still.
Define that.
Even though maybe this is just an open debate. I was actually having this debate with someone the other day. Like, I don't get sexual pleasure from that, but I do get pleasure from it. So some would argue that you are a sadist because not many people even want to do it, and I'm going, I love it, but I'm not. I'm not getting fanny tingles. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I don't have a fanny, so I know what you mean though.
You can still have.
Yeah, we get the
tingles.
The tingles if we're starting to enjoy something.
Yeah.
I think
so.
Yeah.
So I get the power buzz and the endorphins and all that. So I guess that. Some people makes me say this, some people it doesn't.
And what about like...
But it doesn't make me... I'm not thinking, oh, look at the needles and the blood, I want to sit on that.
What is the most stressful part of your job? Because any job where...
Talking to annoying people. It's the conversation that's exhausting. Like, if they're talking too much or...
She must be thinking, I can't wait to finish this fucking shit up.
I'm not a big talker.
We've talked for an hour.
Yeah, but in my head I'm going, ah!
Are you? Really?
Sometimes.
Right, well, cheers to that. Because you've done very well.
Yeah.
You've done very well. So lastly...
It's the shy thing. But if I'm talking to someone and they're just chatting bollocks that's not interesting, or trying to psychoanalyze me, or have any ulterior motive, which I'm very, like, heightened.
Yeah,
I'm just like...
You can clock it straight away. I'm
just bored. I'm bored.
But you have to realise as well, what I find you very interesting is that, like, a lot of people... If they're not people and they don't like to speak to people, like again, as I was saying before, I'm very old school. Like, people might think I'm on my phone all the time. I'm really not. When I'm by myself, yeah. But me, I was raised like if I'm gonna speak to y'all, let's meet up, have a pint, let's chat. Do you know what I mean? That's where things. So I can tell when people.
Is that gonna get cut?
I don't know. We've spoken about balls and fucking needles and shit.
Yeah, but
so
that's different.
And I've said,
on topic.
I've said fucking and shit a lot of times, so I think it should be alright.
Oh, darling.
But like, damn, I've lost what I was saying with that one. No, I get it.
About being traditional.
So we can tell when people are speaking to you. We just can tell if it's needed, if it's genuine, if it's not. Do you know what I mean? I'm a plumber, so I can sometimes tell when someone's trying to watch me do work. So I might be fitting a bath or something. The woman sat on the bath in the same room. Plumbing's not easy, so I'm doing it. She's talking like, so, how's everything going? I'm like, listen, darling, can you please get out of this room, otherwise I'm going to leave. But when I first started plumbing... Tell me
that you're watching me or fuck off.
I'm literally, I'm not about it. I'm good at the whole quick small talk thing.
Oh,
but
I hate small talk.
I don't like small talk, but I used to be a PR. So I used to stand abroad in the street and speak to people for hours.
Yeah.
8, 9, 10 hours.
No, I feel like you can get into it.
No, but the small talk, I'm good at.
Yeah, you can do it, whereas I'm just like...
I was in cold calling for a long time.
Yeah,
so
that was not a nightmare.
like speaking, I just understand the way words affect, and I can. It's really weird. It's like I've got sixth sense. It's like how you understand the needles in the foreskin and stuff.
just get it, foreskin.
But lastly, look, we've done an hour. So anything else you'd like to say before we end a very good episode of the Dominic Cameron podcast, if I say so?
Before you really interrupted me, I was going to say...
Sorry.
There's like, idiots in all walks of life.
I didn't let you finish, did I?
You never do.
Sorry.
God. I have to abuse you in the session that we're doing later. You're going to get extra pain.
Excited. So go ahead. Tell me.
It's not... Yeah. People are people, like, in whatever walk. So just because you can't bracket a group of people who are into BDSM and define them easily. You can see trends, but you're always going to get legends and arseholes in this group. So when you're asking me what's my favourite thing or least favourite thing, it's just down to the person, and so you get that variety here, like anywhere.
Okay.
It is just another place to filter people. So it's all about the person and the dynamic and the connection you have with them as to how the experience is for me.
You know what?
It's up to me to also gear it. So
But again, everything you've explained today is all growth, because it's emotional intelligence, it's sexual intelligence, it's business etiquette, there's so much to it, but to people like us, it's a part of the process, and it's enjoyable.
Yeah.
But to someone who just does their and I'm not saying this like this is a bad thing. I'm just saying people that do their bog standard 9 to 5 or whatever, they leave their fucking work in the office. They go there, they do it, they leave it. You know. So us, it really is in our minds all the time.
Yeah.
And I guess it's hard for it to not affect your...
I've built a dungeon where I live, so it's like...
this place...
very integrated in my
There's
life.
rabbits in it, mate. You don't know.
Dungeons and rabbits.
So, for me, I think, all in all, I think it's just been a really good way to express to men and women, if they ever want to go into this line of work, or if they are in already, that, you know, we're moving with times that you shouldn't judge, and maybe just... understand more council culture instead of cancel culture. Josh, let's give Madam Esmeralda a clap! On the other side.